Hello, hello, hello. How's it going?
It is going well. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're going to need our audience to let us know that audio is working. It should be, but I'm worried because somebody already asked a question about it.
Yes.
So we'll double check that we're working there.
Can you all hear us?
And
Yes, they can. Hello,
yellow.
everyone.
Yep.
Fantastic. How is everyone doing so far today? This is our first time getting to stream in 2024.
This is our first stream of
It's
2024.
very exciting.
And hello. Lots of chat today. You'll love to see it. I've not seen so many yeses in a long time. I feel like we got to go through all these yeses.
We do.
Yes. Have some fun with it. All set, audio's working. Cool. Y'all are awesome. We missed you too. It's been an entire year since we've seen anyone.
Last year, since we've seen anyone.
Yeah, wild.
We've missed you all so very much.
I feel like I need to put $1 in the jar for making that joke.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
We have somebody here asking a question. What do we get to by attending this Global Hack Week? And that is a great question. We're actually going to cover that and so much more over the next hour or so here. We do have a question that I'll take. Would you rather program 20 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? You have a preference there? It's a great question, so I feel like we should answer that before the stream starts.
I think that I would rather program the 20 duck-sized horses because I think there's more you could do with them, like working together, than just. I think that a horse-sized duck would actually be kind of clunky and
okay. All right.
difficult. What about you?
I was thinking in a very different way. I was saying one horse-sized duck because there's only one debugging I need to do. Like if I have 20 different objects, I feel like there's going to be more complexity.
Yeah.
So approaching that from different angles, but that is okay.
I'm up for the challenge.
That's why we make a good team, though. I'm also realizing I need to edit my name on here so it says Mary and Ryan, or Ryan and Mary, I suppose. There we go. I don't want Chad to think I'm, I don't want to get in trouble or anything.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, I'm loving all the chat today, y'all. This is fantastic.
I like all those. This was a great question. What hacker asked that? I know I'm jumping ahead dramatically here. Can we give our first surprise prize of the weekend?
Of the year.
Of the year, in fact, yes. So Ibben's, if you don't know what a surprise prize is, we're going to give you some awesome MLH swag from our fulfillment center. It's all of our kind of retro stuff we have. What you're going to want to do is take a screenshot of this and then open up a ticket in Discord. And apologies if you're a Global Hack Week regular and you already know what that means. If not, so we will cover it in a second here. I feel like we've said that a few times now. Yeah. Do you want to jump into it?
Should we start covering stuff?
Probably would be smart. So, all right, we are going to get started here with an introduction in case you don't know who me and Mary are. On my end here, I'm Ryan. I'm the director of events here at Major League Hacking. So I get to oversee the entire team of folks who work on all of our different programs for hackers, like our hackathons, Global Hack Weeks, of course, any of our digital events, all sorts of cool stuff like that. Since we're doing Beginners Week this week, we have a kind of a theme to our fun facts here. I actually went to my first hackathon not knowing how to code at all. I'd maybe done like a hello world in Python, so maybe that's like not quite true, but I promise did not have a lot of experience. And I made a project called CatFact Spam, which you can actually still check out on my GitHub if you're curious. Mary, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I would love to. For those of you I haven't had the chance to meet yet, my name's Mary. I work on first-party events here at MLH. So what that means is I get to work on the events we run in-house. So things like Global Hack Week or the events in our Discord. My fun facts, of course, I'm excited for the new year. A 404 kind of got me there. Yeah. But wanted to stick in the theme that my first hackathon, which I was an absolute beginner at as well, I made a hardware hack.
I feel like hardware is not easy for a first-time hacker. So
yes, I had some lovely teammates who knew a lot more than me and taught me a lot.
Hey, you'll love to see that. You'll love to see it. Welcome, everybody, to Global Hack Week. We have a ton of stuff we're going to cover here. I just want to start off with reminding everyone that our website is ghw.mlh.io/live, and you can find all of this information there or links out to other resources as needed. And then, of course, we're going to do our best to educate you on everything you need to know here as well. With that, Global Hack Week is hosted by Major League Hacking. If you're not familiar with MLH, we'll give a quick run through of what that is as well before we get going here. We're going to start that off by letting you know that we run the Global Hacker community. It is our mission to empower hackers just like each and every one of you here today, whether this is your first Global Hack Week or you're one of our regulars. We're so excited to have you. By being at one of our events, you're actually part of a community of more than 625,000 hackers that we've worked with over our lifetime. And I know we're actually overdue for a little update on that number. We're rapidly approaching 700,000 and very excited to get that updated for you all here in the new year. If this is your first Global Hack Week, though, welcome. Mary, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what all we have going on?
Yes, I would love to. Like Ryan said, we are so excited to have you here. I think this event in particular is so perfect for any first-time hackers here because we have so much really awesome beginner-friendly content this week, and I'm just so excited that y'all chose to join us this week. So what actually is Global Hack Week? What are we doing this week? So we run Global Hack Weeks every single month throughout the year. And each one of these is a chance for you to dive into a particular topic or a technology and spend the week learning things around that. So this week is Beginners Week. And so our theme is a little bit different this month, and it's really that focus on diving into topics that maybe you've always wanted to learn, but you haven't had the chance to yet. So it's a really wide range of streams we're doing this week. And I think the challenge I would have for all of you is, if you are a beginner, there's going to be a ton of content for you. But if you're someone who's maybe been hacking for a really long time and you want to challenge yourself, like think about the topics that you are still a beginner in and the things you haven't explored yet and try to dive into some of those throughout the week. I think, no matter how long you've been programming, there's certainly something that everyone is a beginner in.
Yes. And I think really regardless of where you're coming in from, this week is about leveling up. And so if you're at that, maybe you're at a 0, you don't know how to code yet, that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. If you've made some awesome projects, like Mary said, maybe it's a good time to revisit a new language or change things up. And so I think even though it is Beginners Week, it's really for everybody as well, right?
Absolutely. We have some really, really awesome partners who are joining us this week with some very, very nice offers for y'all that I'm excited to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. Up first here, we have our friends at GitHub. They are a regular partner with us here at Global Hack Week, and we're super, super excited to have them back. They have a workshop that Alberto from the MLH team is actually going to be running right after this opening ceremony. That's going to be a workshop on GitHub Copilot, which is an AI tool that you can use to help you write programs and helps you code more efficiently. This is a new workshop that we're running. I'm very, very excited to show it off to the Global Hack Week community. Rosendo, Nick, and a bunch of other people on our team and the folks at GitHub as well have put a lot of effort into making sure this is an awesome workshop for folks. So make sure you check that out at 1 p.m. And then also make sure you grab that GitHub Student Developer Pack. That's going to be one of the steps you need to do to complete and earn swag this week as well, which I know folks are going to have questions about. You want to tell us a little bit about our friends at GoDaddy Registry?
Of course. So another partner that we have had support us at a ton of Global Hack Weeks in the past, and we're really happy to get to have them back this week, is GoDaddy Registry. They are giving everyone here a free domain name, so make sure you take advantage of that. I'm not going to put it up on the stream since we'll have this video up, but I am going to drop the coupon code in the chat for y'all, and this is going to be one of those challenges you'll need to complete to earn swag, which, like Ryan said, we will be talking about a little bit later.
Yes. And I see a couple of questions here about if you're no longer a student or if you've already claimed a domain. We do have some ways that you can work around that. We'll talk about later on, but Mary and I are going to do a Q&A at the end of our slides here, so save those questions. We're going to ignore them for now for the most part, but we will come back and answer as many questions as we can at the end. We want to talk a little bit about checking in and getting set up for the event. This is your first big step and lets us know that you want to be here and that you want email updates and things like that. So if you're looking to get those points emails and all of the good stuff that comes in them, you're going to make sure you do this. You can join the main event at hackp.ac/GHW, and we'll put that in chat for you unless 404 beats us to it, which is typically what happens. He's already got it in chat. Yep, of course. But you can join the main event there and get checked in and registered. You'll also check in for each of our live streams that you attend. So each of these live streams is going to have a very similar page where you will click on register and check in, and you'll get a green little indicator that you are checked into the event and ready to go. We're already on swag. I jumped. I was too excited to talk about it. I didn't make my normal joke. For those of you who don't know, I always joke that I don't think people want to know about the rules for earning swag, but I think they probably do. As I mentioned already here, if you register and check into the events, You're going to be on the first step to earning swag at the event. We send every hacker who participates in Global Hack Week a letter with stickers and a postcard in it as a little thank you for joining us at the event. We ship these all over the world, regardless of where you're at. We'll send you a sticker, or a pack of stickers rather. You do need to submit an address to us as well, so we know where to send it. And then we also require you to complete our partners challenges. So that's the free domain name from GoDaddy Registry and signing up for that GitHub Student Developer Pack. Again, if you are ineligible for those for some reasons, there are other ways that you can tell us like, hey, I'm ineligible, and we'll still send you stickers as well. So don't worry about that if you're one of my professionals or other folks who can't join that Student Developer Pack. We have bonus swag as well. If you want a extra secret set of stickers, all you need to do is tune in to 5 of our live events. These are any of our workshops or things that take place on Twitch. And if you tune into 5 of these over the course of the entire week, we will give you some extra stickers in your envelope as well. And then the final note on swag is what we call a surprise prize. We give these out throughout the week to hackers who are just active and being a cool part of the event. We already gave out one of these prizes in chat here today, like you all saw, just for asking a cool question that prompted some discussion. You can help out other hackers. You can jump in and be an active participant, all sorts of ways to earn these, and they're given out kind of at Emulator discretion. If an Emulator gives you one of these, you're gonna claim it rather by opening up a support ticket and sharing that screenshot with us. We'll gather your email and things like that and get you all set up and good to go.
Yes, and I'm gonna go slightly out of order and answer this question real quick. Looks like some folks weren't able to check in. This should be fixed if you're having any sort of an issue checking in. If you already tried, go ahead and retry that for me.
You'll love to see it. Awesome. So Discord is up next. Mary, do you want to tell us a little bit about Discord?
I would love to. So if you are not in our Discord server yet, make sure you join. This is the main place that we'll be communicating throughout the week. So you absolutely want to make sure that you are in there. So head to discord.mlh.io to join if you aren't in there yet. And then once you get in there, you're going to need to head to our channels and roles to get started. This is where you're going to go in there and let us know you're actually here for Global Hack Week, so we can give you all of the correct permissions to see the channels for GHW. We were fighting over the slides a second ago. Other thing I want to point out here on Discord is those support tickets that Ryan mentioned. These are going to be how you get in touch with our team. So if you win one of our surprise prizes, like Ryan talked about, you're going to head over here to grab it. In addition to that, if you have any questions that come up where maybe you need to share your email or some other piece of private information, you're going to want to make sure you do it in a support ticket so that you can just chat with our team and don't need to post that publicly.
Awesome. We have challenges up next here, which is kind of like the main thing you're going to be doing over the course of the week outside of our live streams, and all of our live streams are based on a challenge as well. So we'll go through those. These are really here to keep you hacking and kind of give you some roadmap or guidelines for the week. There's some ideas to kind of get you going. These are going to range from really short coding prompts like a hello world, a new language, to design challenges where maybe you're creating a new sticker or something like that. We try to have a little bit of everything, a little bit something for everyone, I think is the right way to say that. So there's plenty of options out there to get going. They're all going to be submitted on either DevPost or Typeform. The quick rule here is that if it is a actual project that you're writing code for, you're going to submit that on DevPost. And then if it's like hey, I did this thing, or here's a image that I created, you're typically going to do that over Typeform for us. The links for both of these are going to be right in line on our challenges page, so you'll know exactly where to submit as well. All of our challenges are going to close next Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. This just gives us a couple of hours to get ready for the closing ceremony and do final points. And remember, and we get this question every time, you don't need to attend every challenge. You don't need to complete every challenge. You don't need to attend every live stream. There's way more content at Global Hack Week than one hacker can do on their own. And so the goal here is really to give you tons of different options and let you pick your own adventure, not a laundry list of to-do items and things that we expect everyone to complete.
Yes, exactly. But if you do miss anything throughout the week, everything is recorded. So you can always come back to our YouTube page or to our Twitch and catch anything that you missed.
Nice. Each day, we're going to send you an email as long as you've checked in. So if you don't check in, you won't get this email with an update on how many challenges you've completed. So if you're trying to keep track or track your points, we're going to have that for you as well every day in your email. These usually go out around noon Eastern time, but there's some variance depending on what me and Mary have going on, and some back-end processing stuff like that. you can view all of those challenges on our website. They're live right now. If you go to ghw.mlh.io/challenges, and we'll see if we can beat 404 getting that in the chat. No, it's already there. Yeah, I didn't even finish saying
it's already up
it. I feel like 404 is actually just, he's like,
he knows what we're gonna say next. Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to talk a little bit about live streams?
Yes, absolutely. So I think my favorite part of Global Hack Week is the content that we have running here over on our live stream. So you can join all of these from Twitch or YouTube. And if you aren't working on any challenges, I highly recommend just coming over and hanging out in the stream. They are a ton of fun, and I think I say this every time, but I'm really excited about the ones we have this week.
Yes. Speaking of the ones we have this week, do we want to go over today's schedule?
Let's do it. So the very first one we have up is going to be Alberto hopping on the stream at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is in about 45 minutes from now. And he's going to be streaming on making better hacks faster with GitHub Copilot. This is that really awesome AI tool we talked about a little bit earlier in the slides today. Super hyped for this event, so make sure you stick around the stream after this and join.
Nice. Up after that, we've got Carrie, who's going to be doing Building Your First iOS App Part 1. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern. I think she's done this workshop before, right? I think this is a comeback, yeah? Mm-hmm. We'd love to see it, and I'm very excited to see hackers dive into this with her again.
I'm very excited for that one. A little sneak preview of later in the week. So Carrie's doing Building Your First iOS App this weekend, and then early next week she's doing a Building Your First Android app. So you can make one of each this week.
You're getting both sides of it. You'll love to see it. Who do we have up next?
So after Gary, we have Gabriella hopping on the stream. She's going to be showing you how to build a portfolio with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I think these three tools are so awesome to start out with if you are a beginner in particular, because you can build so much so quickly with them. So really excited to see what y'all make over there. I'm hoping for lots of photos of the portfolios that y'all make.
Nice. Up after that, we've got Newful, who's going to be doing a Scribble.io mini event. I think earlier on I said that everything happens on Twitch. I might have lied. I think this is taking place on Discord, right? So this is going to be taking place in the MLH community Discord, which you should join to kind of chat and hang out with other hackers throughout the events. And if you've never played Scribble.io before, it's a fun little mini event. Take a good break from hacking and enjoy that with Newful. And nice and early in the morning if you're on the Eastern Seaboard or anywhere else in the United States. But our APAC and other international audiences will enjoy the time here. Yeah. What do we have up next?
Up next, we have UT doing 2 back-to-back streams that I'm excited for. He's going to be showing you how to learn Python by building simple projects. Super excited about this one. Really, the concept behind it is just diving into Python and actually building some projects if you want to learn language, which I think is one of the best ways to jump into something like that. So part 1 is going to be at 6 a.m. Eastern time, and then there's going to be an hour break, and UT is going to hop back on the stream at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So a little bit of downtime in there, and then you can come back and join them for part 2.
You get a quick breakfast or lunch or dinner, depending on where you're at in the world. That's cool. I like it. I like the back-to-back Python streams. It's fun. After that, we're going to have a Today in Global Hack Week. We run one of these every day. It happens at 12 noon Eastern time each day. And this is kind of a recap of what's happened, heads up on what's coming up that day. And so if you're kind of just looking to keep up to date, maybe ask a couple of questions live, this is a great place to do it. And we'll have Cecilia and Gabriella doing that for us tomorrow. And do you want to tell folks about the calendar?
Absolutely. So if you are not on our Google Calendar yet, make sure you go and add this. We put everything going on for Global Hack Week on this calendar, as well as kind of like one-off streams that we do on our Twitch channel. So add this to your personal Google Calendar. It makes it way easier to manage everything, if I do say so myself. Big Google Calendar fan here.
We have your fave gamers here asking what's 5 p.m. Eastern time to Nigeria. The Google Calendar will solve that problem for you. Our website also does have this converted to your browser's local time zone, but the Google Calendar I find very convenient too, and I know there are other people. 404 here also loves it, so a great review from the crowd there. We do want to take a moment to talk about the MLH Code of Conduct. On a serious note here, MLH Hackathons and Global Hack Weeks are a safe space for everybody who attends them. The TLDR of our Code of Conduct is that you should be respectful. Harassment and abuse are never tolerated at our events. If you are having any sort of issues throughout the week, you feel uncomfortable, or you want to report something to our team, you can do that over email and phone. And if you're from outside of the United States, we have other numbers that you can call into as well. You can find all of those on our website there, emilych.io/code-of-conduct. Particularly with Global Hack Weeks and other digital events, I always like to give a reminder as well. It's never appropriate to comment on people's appearance on stream. Even if you're trying to be polite and like say that somebody looks good, it can often make the person streaming feel uncomfortable. So if you have comments about people's appearance, just keep those to yourself. They are not appropriate for streams. I think, again, if you're having any trouble, reach out to somebody on our team. We're more than happy to help, but that is our code of conduct. And with that, I think we're getting really close to our Q&A here. We want to give another huge shout out to GitHub and GoDaddy Registry for their support. Without them, we would not be able to do all of these free events for awesome hackers like each of you. And we do want to talk about our monthly hackathon happening as well. Mary, you want to tell the folks about this?
Yes, absolutely. So we are running our third monthly hackathon. This has been a really fun project we have kicked off over the past few months. And really the goal of this is to give you more time to build a project throughout the month. I know that it can feel kind of overwhelming to go to a weekend-long hackathon or even 1 week-long Global Hack Week if you have school or work or lots of other things going on in your life. And so this month-long hackathon is to give you the chance to, have a little bit more downtime throughout the entire month of January and submit a project by the end of the month. So I will be sending this out to all of y'all if you've signed up for the event. I'll email you about it. But go and check out what we have going on over there. There's dozens of prizes up for grab, thousands of dollars worth of prizes. And I'm excited to see what y'all build this month.
Yes. Also, 404 was not ready for the DLC here. New attack patterns dropped. So we are going to jump into our Q&A here. If you've asked a question that we haven't answered earlier in the stream, we'll just ask you to repost it. And we'll ask people to just post their question once if possible. We're going to go through the list starting from this comment from 404. So if you post a question below this, we will do our best to answer it. And again, if you could just ask it one time, it's going to help me and Mary get through the list efficiently here. I'm going to start right here at the top with, are we not going to have virtual weekend hackathons anymore? So currently we are experimenting with a couple of different offerings for our digital events. We are continuing to do a Global Hack Week every month. So that's going to be at least one weekend of the month, if not two, depending on the dates that it covers. We have our Web3 apps hackathons that occur every month as well. And then we also have that month-long hackathon that takes place that Mary just talked about. So there is still something to do every weekend just about. But right now we're not doing an additional digital hackathon every weekend. We're kind of experimenting and trying some things out. If you have feedback on that, we're actually going to be sending out a census really shortly that we do I think it's every semester for that census. So if you have feedback for us, that's a great way to give it to us as well.
Yes.
We've got a question here. Has there been a stream yet with someone from TaiPi? I actually don't know the answer to that.
I'm not 100% sure. I want to say we do have one in our archives. I will go check for you though, because I don't remember off the top of my head.
They might have done something for a hack night or something like that.
Yes, not at a Global Hack Week, but I think they might have had a separate one.
Yes, awesome. Suppose I already claimed a GoDaddy registry code from a previous Global Hack Week. For this time, can I use the same domain and put in the type form to complete the challenge? So no for that first question. You need to redeem a new domain. If you're having issues with your account, you actually can create a new account. GoDaddy registry approves of that, and that's their recommended workflow. You do need to redeem a new domain. I'm already in the Discord server and have already filled out the address form. Those you don't need to fill out again. We'll be able to programmatically grab your data. You're going to be good. And for the GitHub Student Developer Pack, what screenshot did we have to upload? There's usually a little approval email or anything like that. That'll do the job just fine.
Here's a great question. When does the month-long hackathon start? We actually just opened up submissions this week for it, so you can go ahead and get started anytime from now until the last day in January. Yes. 31 days in January, right?
I think so, yeah. Don't you get bored of repeating the same thing again? Mary and I don't want to speak for Mary here, actually. I love my job. I get to help awesome hackers do awesome things and build awesome projects. Sometimes I have to repeat myself on things like the code of conduct or what a Global Hack Week is, but we have all sorts of new hackers here, and I want to make sure that they get a great introduction to the community as well. And so personally, I'm happy to repeat myself if it gets new people excited about coding. So
absolutely. Yes. Could not agree more. Here's a great question. Is the month-long hackathon beginner friendly? Absolutely. I mean, really everything we do here at MLH is beginner friendly. I feel pretty confident saying that across the board. But if you're nervous at all about submitting something to month-long hackathon because you don't feel like you're ready, please do not let that stop you. It is honestly, I feel like the month-long hackathon is even more low stakes than a lot of other events you might choose. So I think it's a perfect one to go for if you're a beginner.
Yes, and if you build something at Global Hack Week, you actually can submit to that month-long
Yes.
contest as well.
Mhm.
So if you're building something this week and you want to spend a little bit more time after the week, maybe you start a really cool Python project, you want to build it out further, you absolutely can do that at that January hackathon.
You also can submit more than one hack to it if you would like. A little pro tip for you.
Crazy, it's wild. We'll be participating for the first time in Global Hack Week. We'd love to see it. Welcome. Super, super excited to have you. Will there be a MLH prep program this year? For the entire year, I can't speak for. I think right now there's no plans for one in the short term, so like the next couple of months. But if you email fellowship@mlh.io, they're going to be equipped to answer your questions about the fellowship. Mary and I say it every stream. We don't work on the fellowship program at MLH, and so take everything we say with a little bit of a grain of salt. We might be slightly incorrect on some of those.
Not the experts there. Someone just asked, can anyone send the Typeform link? I just sent it there in the chat for you. But for anyone else, it is hackp.ac/GHW form. It's also linked on our website and in the email you should have gotten about an hour ago if you were already signed up. But put it in the chat as well.
We've got Gimme Euphoria, great name, love it. How can I make sure my challenge is complete? And if the email shows a challenge is missing, what can I do? So in that email, that's going to be kind of the best way to verify that your challenges are complete. You'll see a list of the ones that you've completed over the last 24 hours. And if something is missing, just open up a Discord ticket, let me, Mary, Siddharth, or anyone else on the MLH team know, and we're happy to help you out. With Global Hack Week, it usually takes us about 24, 36 hours to get back to hackers, just because there are thousands of people participating. So give us a little bit of patience, but we'll make sure you get your points. Oh, sorry, I clicked twice. Which one were you doing? There you go.
I was going for this one. Someone just asked what the promo code is. I just dropped it in the chat, but it's MLHGHWBNG.
Yes. I see somebody asking about the prep program, but I think we already answered that. How do we get the most out of Global Hack Week? How do we get the optimum output? My personal advice here would be not to optimize. I think don't worry about attending everything. Don't worry about getting the absolute most out of the event. I think if I was going to give you like a mid-level kind of goal to reach here, I'd say qualify for swag. So you get that in the mail in the future and have some awesome stickers to rip. And then attend a bunch of live streams. I think those live streams are a great way to follow along with other people and pace yourself. Maybe just join the ones that are interesting to you. But I really wouldn't try to attend everything and do everything. I often think of Global Hack Week as a marathon and a hackathon as the sprint. And hopefully that framing helps out for folks. We've got somebody asking how to submit challenges. You want to cover that?
For sure. So there are two places that you can submit your challenges. They're all either going to be submitted on our Typeform or on our dev post. General rule of thumb there is if you are building a project or coding something, it's going to be submitted over on dev post. And if it's something that it requires a screenshot or a link, it's going to be over on that Typeform. All of the challenges are on our website and they all tell you in the text box or a link out to where to submit them. But if you still aren't sure, feel free to just post in Discord, someone will help you out if there's a particular one you're struggling with.
Yes. Somebody asking, what image should I upload if I have the GitHub Student Developer Pack already? Actually, I think there's a separate entry on that Typeform for the...
Yes.
So if you are on the Typeform trying to submit that, I think there's actually a different entry that says, I already have the Student Developer Pack.
I think it says, I can't
redeem
this one. And that also goes for anyone who doesn't have a student email and isn't able to complete it because of that, or if there's any other sort of reason, we're happy to give you the point. You just got to let us know. And that is again super helpful for us, so we can pass that on to our partners why folks weren't able to complete a particular challenge.
Yes, 100%. We've got a hacker here saying that they love us. We love you too. Yes, we appreciate it. For the other lectures or workshops or mini events or live streams, do we need to pre-install or prepare anything? Generally speaking, the answer is no. The goal of a lot of our live streams is for one of the MLHers to show you kind of 0 to complete, how to do one of our challenges. And so they're going to download stuff or they're going to be doing some of that setup live with you so that you can follow along at home. So generally speaking, you don't need to prepare. If you look at the event page, there might be some information on that event page if there is something big that you need to download ahead of time. But generally speaking, we'd advise an MLHer not to do that. So.
Yes. Ryan, you want to take this question? How do you get an internship at MLH?
Yeah, for sure. MLH doesn't typically offer internships, is probably the most succinct way to put this. We do have a couple of programs that are open to community members, though. So I'd point you to the MLH Fellowship Program, which I actually know you've asked some questions about in chat already. That's an internship alternative that MLH helps administrate with a bunch of our partners. In addition to that, we have the coaches program, which is if you want to go out and staff hackathons for Major League Hacking. We look for experienced organizers to help us out and do that at events all over the world. And then the final thing I would point out here is the MLH Career Lab, which has a bunch of opportunities from our partners. So if you look at the MLH Career Lab, there are folks who are hiring interns and things like that all the time. I know our friends at Fidelity are doing that right now, and I'm pretty sure there are other, or actually I know, in fact, there are other listings on there. I just don't have them off the top of my head. Alrighty, let's see. Does MLH offer internships? We just answered that, so great. Do you guys think showing people how to create a support ticket in Discord real quick would be helpful to new hackers? Thanks. We absolutely can do this.
Can do that.
Mary, I'm going to let you take another question, and we're going to come back to that because I got to set up my screen real quick.
Sounds good. Jumping into a couple other questions. Someone asked, are bootcamp students eligible for the GitHub student pack? I am not 100% sure on this. I believe you need a .edu email to claim the
student developer pack.
Yeah.
If you don't have a student developer pack, you can say why you qualify otherwise, and GitHub will review it. If you go through our link for the GitHub student developer pack, you're in a expedited queue as well. So make sure you use that.
Perfect. So I imagine you will be able to get one then. Awesome. This person's question was already answered. Ooh, I like this one. Any crucial tip from both of you? I will take this one and let Ryan focus on Discord.
Thank you.
I think the biggest tip I have is join the live streams regardless of if you're going to be following along and doing everything with them. I know it can be really exhausting to go to the live stream or go to a lot in one day and code along in all of them. So if there's some that you are still interested in learning about, but maybe you don't have the energy to follow along quite as precisely, you can still always tune in and watch, and you're still going to gain something valuable from that. So I think that's my big tip. Don't get intimidated that you need to do everything that the person on stream is doing. You can always hang out and have a little bit of more relaxed viewing experience if you would like.
Yes, 100%. All right, I'm going to jump back in here. So we've got a question here about the GoDaddy registry code not being active. Do you mind messaging Alex and asking him to test that for us? And if that's the case, don't worry. I actually was just chatting with Chelsea from GoDaddy registry this morning. We can get a new code, no problem. You'll have plenty of time to register still. And then I'm going to come back to that question about Discord and do that as well. You all can also get a look under the hood here. We've got some unusual join activity detected in the community because all of you awesome hackers are joining the server. So we've got that alert live here, which I find quite funny. So let me get this question off screen so you can see. I'm in this support tickets channel. My Discord's going to look a little bit different than yours at home because I have access to a bunch of channels you don't. If for some reason you can't see this support tickets channel, what you can do is you can come up to this channels and roles section up here, and you can actually browse different channels and make sure that you have it listed in your sidebar. But in support tickets, you can actually just click on one of these buttons, and that's going to automatically open up a ticket just between you and the MLH staff. So in this case, if we did a Global Hack Week support ticket, we're going to fill in some information here. So I'm going to say totally not, and then my name is Ryan. Great. And then email address, this is totally not Ryan at mlh.io. And what can we help you out with? I have a GHW question. And if you're actually doing this at home, I'd recommend giving us a better question than that, but that gives me a ticket. And so if I click on this little channel link here, that's going to actually open up that section for me, and an MLHer can help me out with it. So hopefully that clarifies that for everybody at home.
And we try to get to those as fast as we can. The longest you'll ever wait on those is 24 hours, but it's typically much, much shorter than that. But we do have a small team that works on answering those, so please be patient with us if it is taking us a bit of time.
Do you want to take that question?
Did we click the same one?
We did click the same one, yeah.
There we go. Someone asked, is the month-long hackathon just meant for coders? Can UX designers participate as well? Absolutely. The month-long hackathon is extremely open-ended. And so if you're wanting to do a design hack or something like that, I believe there's some prizes that would fit in easily to that. And if not, we always have folks in our community who are looking to team up with designers and folks with different skill sets than them. So if you're wanting to find some programmers to team up with, head over to our Discord. It's going to be the perfect place to find some teammates.
Yes. I've got a couple of questions here about the GitHub Student Developer Pack. I'm going to just answer them both at the same time. You can let us know on our type form that you are unable to claim the GitHub Student Developer Pack, and then we'll still give you credit for completing that. You'll still get your swag and everything like that. And if you are out of school or not in your local country, if you read that page where you apply for the Student Developer Pack, I actually think that they have some clarifications on certain situations where you can apply even if you're no longer a student and things like that.
Someone asked for the link to the month-long event. I just dropped it in the chat for you.
Great. So this is my first MLH event. Welcome. Super, super excited to have you. When have you both started these events? I think you're asking, when did me and Mary start with these events? MLH has been around for about 10 years. I've worked at MLH full-time for about, okay, I'm blanking here. I've worked at MLH for about 6 as of June, and I was part-time before that. I was actually a coach previously. How about for you?
My 5-year MLH anniversary is in June, but my 5-year for part-time is on Sunday.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I saw it on my calendar
That's
recently.
really exciting. In case that's not what you were trying to ask here, let us know. We're happy to clarify there.
There was a question I really liked. Are there any career guidance sessions this week? We don't have anything super explicitly career, but I'm going to pull up the schedule real quick on mine because I know there's a few that are kind of tangentially related. First one for sure is Gabriella's portfolio session. So you're going to, in that session, build a portfolio that would be super helpful to use as you're talking with recruiters or applying with jobs, or applying to jobs rather. And there's certainly some others that I think would kind of fit into that space. We have a how to style GitHub profile later on in the week, things like that. Outside of that, though, we actually did an entire week focused on careers this past November, and all of that content is still on our YouTube page. So go and check that out. We did stuff that was a lot more kind of dialed into careers. There's like interview prep sessions over there, mock interviews, tons of stuff in that vein.
If you buy me a little bit of time, I'm getting some demos for the hackers here.
Absolutely. Okay, let's pull up our next question. 404. Thank you so much for sharing all these. Someone asked for the link for this schedule. I will drop it in chat for you, but it's ghw.mlh.io/schedule. Bam, there you go. Here's an awesome question as well. Do virtual participants get swag? Yes. So this entire event is actually virtual. So we will send you your swag regardless of where you are at in the world. We will get you some stickers. Can you remind me where I can submit a support ticket? Absolutely. That is over on Discord. So make sure you're inside of our Discord server, and then you are going to scroll to, what is the channel called, Ryan?
Support tickets.
Support tickets is the channel.
So I'm going to take a couple of quick ones here. Somebody asked, the calendar does not have the link to each of the sessions like it used to. We can actually debug that and double check that, but we can fix that for sure. And then I noticed that me and Mary are about 10 minutes behind where everybody else is. So we're still answering questions from 10 minutes ago. I'm going to answer this last question here about what swags do people get. And then after that, we're actually going to jump to the bottom again. So we're going to reset it and ask people to resubmit questions just so we can stay current. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. So it's going to be quick, but these are the items that you're going to get for participating. So we've got an awesome little sticker sheet here that you'll get. And then if we switch this over, you also get a really cool postcard as well. This is just the front of the postcard though, but just to give folks a preview since folks asked. And then you can, yeah, it's very good. And you can earn those items by completing our challenges for GoDaddy Registry and for GitHub. And then you also need to check into the event and submit an address to us. Those are the qualification steps there. Cool.
Okay.
Can you select a question at the time, Sam?
To the bottom, let's do it. Let me find a question if I can. Here's a great question. What is the shipping duration for the swag? So this is largely dependent on where you are at in the world. We aim to get these out as quickly as possible. So if you're located within the US, Ryan, what is it? 4 to 8 weeks after the event?
It varies a little bit, but usually we say about 4 weeks in the US because it's about 3 weeks of packing, and then anywhere in the US is usually about a week to deliver. And then internationally is where it gets complicated. We say up to about 12 weeks internationally, but there are plenty of countries where that happens much more rapidly than that.
Yes. And this person asked about internships. It is never a bother when y'all are asking questions. I know Ryan said this, but just to cover it quickly, we don't have any kind of traditional internships here at MLH. The closest thing is probably our internship alternative program, the MLH Fellowship. And to get into that, you'll need to start by submitting an application at fellowship.mlh.io, which I will drop in the chat for you.
Can you keep scrolling down, and I'm going to go up in the chat history? Awesome. So I saw a question that I want to make sure I answered. Somebody asked why stuff was so confusing here. We know there's I can't find the comment now, of course. We know there's a ton of stuff that happens at Global Hack Week. Did you find it at your hero? There's a ton of stuff that happens at Global Hack Week. Really sorry to hear that you're feeling confused, but we're here to answer questions and help out. Part of the reason it's so confusing is because there are thousands of people who participate, and we want to do as much as we can for all of those folks. If you have feedback or ways that we can make it simpler for you in the future, let us know. But hopefully our website gets you 80, 90% of the way there. And if there's anything else you're missing, just let me or Mary know. We're both active in Discord this week and happy to help out.
Yes. So. And don't forget to check your email as well. I think stuff is a little bit clearer in there, and you'll get reminders throughout the week.
I'm going to do 3 quick ones, and then I'm going to pass it. Which projects submit on DevPost? If you go to our challenges page on the website, it'll tell you exactly which challenges to submit where. Generally speaking, though, DevPost is going to be for projects you write code for. When is the next fellowship registration rolling out? Mary and I don't work on the fellowship, and I don't know this offhand, but if you email fellowship@mlh.io, our team can get back to you and let you know. And then the last one I wanted to make sure I answered here was, I don't really understand the GoDaddy registry thing. What domain do I need to get, and why do I need to get one? You can get any domain that you'd like. It's free for 1 year with domain privacy, thanks to our friends at GoDaddy Registry. And in terms of why you would need to get one, you don't strictly need to get one, but if you'd like to receive swag from MLH and our partners, you do need to do that. It's just a way to show that you're actively engaged in the event. Definitely not a requirement to participate overall, though, just a requirement to earn that swag.
Here's a great question. Do I have to post a screenshot when I join a live stream? You do not. You can actually check in on our event platform, OHQ. You can get the links to all of those events on the schedule. So you'll click on that, and you can let us know by checking in on that page. No need to screenshot.
This is my first MLH event. Welcome. Ooh, very excited to have you. I'm not able to avail GoDaddy domain. I'm sure you've already got this question, but can you put me in the right direction? If you go to our form, I think there's actually an option where you can say, like, hey, I'm not able to receive I'm not able to redeem a domain name. And then we ask you a little bit about why. And we pass that along to our partners so that they get that feedback as well. I'm laughing at this one. Jacqueline is no longer a coach at MLH, but those of you who know her, she would find this comment quite funny. So, great.
Okay.
No, you got it. Hang on, just to show the crowd, the question I was looking at, we're on the same page. Answer yours, though.
Yes, so everything is recorded. It stays on our Twitch page for about 30 days, so you can usually find a little bit of the last Global Hack Week and then everything going on this week. But everything stays over on our YouTube forever. We have some really awesome playlists actually organized over there if you ever want to go check it out. But do not worry, everything is recorded. Only thing that is not is our mini events, since those happen over on Discord.
Yes. I would like to build an AI chatbot to automatically answer MLH Discord tickets. Are you all interested? We'd love to see that as a project. Like, by all means, we'd love to see you submit that to the event this week. Actually, I think we have a challenge specifically around ChatGPT, but if you're looking to use a different large language model or anything like that, we'd love to see you submit this to that category.
We're neural linked.
Are we? What happened? Sorry, I just saw the comment. I was like, what did I do? I'm like missing what's going on here. We have a question about swag here from the new coder. When will I get the swag? It's been more than 30 days and still didn't get swag for the last MLH-GHW event. So what is the estimated time for swag? If you received an email from us confirming swag, so you'll get an email that says, hey, you earned a letter, you earned stickers at this Global Hack Week. It has a timeline in there for you. Generally speaking, it's about 4 weeks at a minimum if you're in the United States. And then if you're outside of the United States, it can take up to 12 weeks. I know we have a lot of people joining us from India. India in particular has a lot of problems with their postal delivery system with international mail. And so in India, we do see a really high failure rate on our letters. It's a known issue, and unfortunately, it's not something that we have any ability to influence. If you earn a letter, we send it, and then it's just kind of in the hands of the Indian postal system once it enters the country.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to find another question.
Totally not Ryan. Now that's the name I have not heard in a long time. I don't remember Obi-Wan saying that in the movies, but well,
I think I missed that scene.
Yeah. Is there anything different with feature challenges, Mary? You want to answer that one?
Not strictly speaking. Those feature challenges, we switch them out each day. Usually it's either like the most important challenges or a new challenge, something a little bit exciting. Today it's a lot of the check-in challenges, but now it's just a way we highlight some of the exciting things going on that particular day.
I'm going to do a little screen share here again. Somebody asking, how do you get to know that I joined a live stream? I'm actually going to share my screen here and show you. So if I go over to our schedule, and apologies if this is a little zoomed out for you all here. Let's see if we can fix that. We go to the schedule and we go click on Alberto's workshop. That's going to be coming up very shortly here, just about 15 minutes. So if we are on this page, if I do log in and register, and I'm going to have to log into my account here. Oh, I'm already logged in. Fantastic. So you can see that I am registered to attend. And then there's this green button that says I need to check in. And so if I click on this to check into Alberto's event, I'm good to go. And it actually shows me a button to join that live event as well. Alberto's stream hasn't started yet, but we let you check into an event up to an hour ahead of time. And I think it's about an hour or so afterwards as well, just to make it easy for you to get access to the resources that you need for those workshops and for those events.
And here's a great question. I'm surprised we didn't get this early in the stream. Can we change our address? Yes. If you ever need to update your address or you want to just double check that it's correct or anything like that, you can always just go and resubmit that type form. We use your most recent entry on there. So super simple process, just refill out the form and we will use your latest entry.
Yes. As always, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Mary and I don't work on the fellowship team. That said, I do know that the fellowship team looks for folks who have a well-rounded body of experience, and participating in hackathons is something MLH deeply believes in. And so I think participating in Global Hack Week, making awesome projects, absolutely can be a really compelling part of your application, right?
Yes.
How are you doing down there at the bottom of the chat?
I've gotten to the bottom.
Okay. Let's see what else we've got here. Someone asking, will we be having Global Hack Week Pizza Week? We could. I mean, we have some open slots this year. We haven't decided all of our themes. How do I view the challenges? I'm going to screen share again just to give this for the audience as well. And if we go up to the website here, if you click on challenges up top, you're going to see a list of all of our challenges here, and you can go through and check those out as needed.
Yes. Here's a great question. So what you actually submit on that type form, for this example, for the GoDaddy registry domain name, you would just submit the domain name that you registered. So whatever that name is, you just type that into the text box there.
Yes. Two quick ones here. Is there any update on the MLH application? I'm assuming you're talking about a fellowship application here. If not, let us know in the chat. But if you're looking for an update on that application, you can email fellowship@mlh.io, and those folks are going to be able to help you out. Amanda, Will, and the crowd over there. And then I have another one here. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No, you're good. I'm looking for something anyways.
Great. And then we have a question here. Is MLH currently looking for coaches in the APAC region, the Asia Pacific region? We are not currently looking for coaches in India right now. We are looking for coaches in APAC though. And so that might be somebody who lives in Singapore or Hong Kong or Australia, some of those other countries in the region. So just to be really precise there, we are currently maxed out in India, but we are looking at applications outside of India itself. Not a question, but I hope this hacker doesn't mind me sharing. They've been rejected from the MLH Fellowship twice. This is actually true for our coaches program as well, for those of you who are interested in it. But a lot of our coaches and a lot of our fellows have been rejected from these programs in the past. But one of the things I've always appreciated about MLH's kind of hiring and onboarding process for these programs is that we give you a lot of really specific feedback and tell you how to succeed in the future. And so this is actually a really common pattern that we see, where somebody will apply once or twice and be able to get in as they've continued to improve and grow. So much of our community is early developers and students, and you're in a really exciting part of your life where you're developing a bunch of skills. And so don't be disheartened by this. We'd love to see you apply again in the future. And in fact, many people do have to submit multiple times to get into those programs. They're very competitive.
We had a great question about how a CS student can get into cybersecurity. We actually have a session coming up early Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Eastern time. Newful is going to be doing an kind of intro to cybersecurity and what developers need to know about cybersecurity. So I highly recommend checking that out. And then my other recommendation for you is we did an entire security week last year, and all of the live streams from it are in a playlist over on our YouTube channel. So go and check those out.
Righty. I scrolled back up to where we were, so I'm back down at the bottom with you here. I really love this comment. Really grateful for all this. Crazy it's free. We appreciate it. I think there are tons of people who put in a ton of work for all of MLH's programs. Mary and I happen to be the face of the opening ceremony for Global Hack Week, but shout out to Siddharth, Rosendo, Alex, the entire MLH team who does Mahesh as well, who helps us with so much of the logistics. There's a lot of people who put a lot of effort into it, and then again, all of this is possible because of the partners we have, and their belief that working with students is valuable. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guess I'll migrate to Singapore to apply as a coach. It's a hack. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend, or whatever the phrase is. Right? What are the requirements for coaches? For coaches, we generally look for folks who have organized a hackathon before. That's not a hard and fast rule, but we look for some level of experience as an organizer. Typically, that's going to be a full member event hackathon. So a hackathon that's worked with Major League Hacking. Doesn't have to be always. It can also be somebody who organizes workshops on the regular. There are all sorts of different kind of pathways for a coach, maybe is the way I'd phrase it. And so as a result, there's definitely different requirements. But there's a whole essay and application process that you go through, and you do a couple of interviews as well, and we do a bunch of training as well. But that's a quick synopsis there.
I really like this question. If I complete one project that meets other challenges as well, does it count, or does it all have to be separate? You can absolutely tackle multiple challenges within one project. The thing I always like to tell folks about Global Hack Week is, we want this event to be helpful for you. And so if modifying the challenge or combining any of them is going to make this a better learning experience for you, please go for it. Those challenges are just meant to be inspiration for you. So absolutely. I would love to see it. If someone should build a hack that does every single challenge in one.
I love it. I've heard them have different names, but I love what I would call a spaghetti hack that just ties in all the possible things. So
if you do a hack that completes multiple challenges, you have permission to tag me on Discord so that I can make sure we highlight it.
You love to see it. I don't think we answered this one here, but my ID verification is getting declined by GoDaddy Registry on the free domain name. You can reach out to their support team for some additional assistance here. Depending on where you're at in the world, there are different levels of security requirements and things like that. And this is pretty standard, especially when we have one of these codes right at the start of the event. You see a much higher rate of people getting caught for spam. Obviously, in your case, you're a real hacker, and I'm sure they'd be able to help you out. But it's just a result of thousands of people trying to redeem that free domain simultaneously and things like that.
I know you've answered a couple of things akin to this, but any advice for a first-time hacker? I think my like biggest piece of advice is hang out on the live streams and participate in the chat. It's a really easy way to get to know people, and the event's just way more fun if you know people here. So go and hang out on Twitch and make sure you're chatting along. Any advice you have?
No, I think that's honestly like that's get active in Discord too is maybe the other one. But I think if you're active in Discord and you're active in Twitch or YouTube chat, like I think that is the best way to participate in Global Hack Week. You certainly can go and code on your own, and I know plenty of people who do that. But especially as a first timer, like getting into that community and like making some friends and meeting some other people you can do projects with is a great idea. Are there any challenges for web development?
There are some over there. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know that.
Yeah, we can cheat.
Exactly which ones are, but there are certainly some you could implement into a web dev project. So
set up a website.
Setting up your website using GitHub Copilot to complete any challenge. You could absolutely do a website with that. Same with a low-code tool. There's a lot of really cool low-code tools like Wix, for example.
Hello World's an interesting one as well. Like I personally love Flask or Python Flask for those of you who don't know. But if you wanted to do like a Hello World for a new web framework or something like that, like that's an interesting one to approach. And so plenty of good stuff for you there.
Absolutely. And just to time check ourselves, we have Alberto popping on the stream in about 5 minutes here. So if you have any other questions, make sure you put them in.
Don't mention that.
No.
Don't. You gotta keep that on the down low. We're joking, of course, to be clear.
Here's the question: is there a chat server in the Discord for teaming up for the January hackathon? There is. When you go to channels and roles in Discord, say that you're here for the month-long hackathon, and you'll get access to those channels as well.
Question, what service do you use for your Discord ticketing system? We use Tickettool if you're administering a Discord server of your own. There you go. One of thousands of servers that uses it.
Someone asked for the Discord link.
Sorry, I clicked on one. Just excited to see this, post it in Discord, and maybe you'll get highlighted in tomorrow's Global Hack Week today. So,
did I? Oh, I thought I beat 404 too. Answering it, but I didn't.
So once I create my domain name, can I change it later? That's a great question. You can't. A domain is something that you're going to register once for a year. But if you want another domain in the future, like maybe you wanted to register, like, I don't know, ryanisreallycool.com at this event, I might want to register, not you, sorry, ryanisreallycool.com. And then at a future event, I might get like ryanswiftisreallycool.com, whatever. You can get those at different events. And we have GoDaddy registry with us at pretty much all of our events these days. And so you'll always get a free domain. Depending on whether based on the lectures or there's some criteria. So I think at the end of the month, you might be talking about our month-long hackathon, which we can drop a link for in chat, or 404 can beat us to it, depending on what happens. But this is a separate contest from Global Hack Week. But if you build something cool this week that you want to continue on, or if you just want to do something totally separate, that's fine as well. You can do that through our month-long contest, and we actually have some prizes and things like that that you can win at that event as well.
Yes, some very cool prizes. I do say so myself. Mechanical keyboards, Bluetooth speakers, headphones.
I've noticed that there are not many digital MLH member event hackathons that are hosted. I'm curious if there's a specific reason why. Yes, there's a specific reason why. We did support digital events over the course of the start of the pandemic in particular. And really, we wanted to support our existing community of member events, and many of them were transitioning to digital. We're committed to continuing offering awesome digital events for hackers, but we want to make sure that we're able to support as many of the in-person hackathons happening all over the world as we can. We just think that we have a bigger and better impact at those in-person hackathons compared to digital hackathons that are organized by outside groups. We have a whole team dedicated to organizing our own digital events. And so that's kind of the justification for it, or the reasoning behind that. Hopefully that gives you some insight.
And 2 related questions. Someone asked when to submit Global Hack Week projects, and then another person asked, are today's challenges limited to only today? So all of the challenges open right now will be open throughout the entire week, so you can submit them anytime between now and next Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So you're welcome to submit at any time. If you do submit early, I will send you your email and you'll start getting points earlier, which is a little bit more fun for bragging rights, I think. So if you finish one, submit it, and don't wait until the end. But technically, you can submit anytime.
We're coming up right on time here. I'm going to do a little delegation here. Can you check in with Alberto, and I'll keep doing questions?
I can do that.
So in terms of if there's any difference between different domains or different TLDs or top level domains, it might be what you see online. So .courses, .study, etc., whatever. There is no difference beyond, or that's actually not true. Certain top level domains do have restrictions. So .us is actually a really good example. It has a specific intention for US businesses. But generally speaking, like your domain is just like whatever your preference is. So Major League Hacking uses both MLH.io and MajorLeagueHacking.com. And so it's just a stylistic choice most of the time. But there are a couple of TLDs that have different requirements and things like that. So.
Incredible. And it looks like Alberto is ready to start our very first workshop of the week. Do you have time for another question?
We're doing, can you please drop your Twitter username? I famously have said when I reach 1,000 followers on Twitter, I'll raffle off a lunch. So this is Ryan Swift right there on screen. You can follow me if you want, but I don't really tweet much. So let me check if there's any other serious question. Oh, there you go. 404, I even had this ready, so cool. Well, we're going to let Alberto get going with his awesome stream here in a few seconds. I just wanted to say thank you all so much. Awesome questions today. You all rock, and I'm super, super excited to have you here at Global Hack Week Beginners Week. Anything from you, Mary?
No, we're just super excited to have you, and we've got Alberto queued up, so you can just refresh your browser right now, and he will be here.
You have to wait a second because they've got a delay. As soon as Mary and I stop talking, give it a couple of refreshes, and you'll be good. All right.
Alrighty. Happy hacking, everybody.
Bye.